Hi there, welcome to Own Colors. I'm Erica, and on today's video we are going to be talking about these Lyra products that I bought. I got the Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor pencils, the 12 set. That's what those look like. I have used them a little bit. So there's those. And then I've got the 12 set of the Lyra Aquacolors, which are similar to Neo colors. I have colored a page with both of these, so I feel like I could probably talk about them a little bit. And I'm gonna swatch them out for you guys on camera, and then we'll talk about the products. Okay, so here are the swatches for each. It's the same colors in both sets. And I'm going to also assume that if you get like larger sets, they have the same number of sets all the way up, except for there's a 36 set in this one that's not in this one. But I would assume that you get the same colors in each one. A good range of colors. They were easy to, it was easy to find a page that I could use all these colors on. I want to talk first, I think, about the Aquacolor. So we're going to set the Rembrandt aside. I wanted to show you how easily these blend out. Now I have a water brush. You can use a water brush. I also was using a paintbrush and some water, and it both worked really well. And I was very happy with the blendability. I wanted to show you guys this on camera too, so that you could see how easily it blends out. So the white you can't really tell, but I will spread it out just to see, so you can see. And then this is the yellow. And this paper is not probably the best to do this on, but it does fully dissolve where you've placed the color. Here, I'm going to turn it actually upside down so I can spread the color out a little bit more. So that way I'm pushing the color across instead of just pulling it. And it fully dissolves. There's no lines. I feel like I pushed pretty hard on those as well. And yeah, just really creamy when you lay it down. Yeah, so I wanted to show you this, and we'll talk a little bit about the actual crayon itself. And then I'll show you the page that I did with these. So that's what it looks like once they've been all blended out. Really beautiful colors, vibrant, lovely. Okay, so the crayons themselves, I guess they're crayons, right? Pastels, sorry. Water-soluble pastels. They feel like just an extra thick crayon. You know those big crayons that you had when you were little? That's kind of what these feel like. They are thicker than Neo Color 2s. They do have the name printed on the wrapper here, but the only thing that I can foresee happening is if you get down, once you get down, you're going to lose that name color, but they're pretty different, especially in this set. They're pretty different from each other, so you'd be able to tell what's what. I wasn't a big fan of the packaging here. And let me show you why. So on, let's say this one, for instance, you can see around the edges of the green that there's a little bit of red and orange that have transferred from where they hit right there. It's not that big of a deal. You can work around it. You can use your water brush or your paint brush and take the color right off of the marker or off of the pastel, and then clean that part off if it's disrupting your color. But yeah, that was the only downside that I had seen. And then unfortunately, one of my pastels is all cracked. It's not falling apart, and it worked fine, but it's not very pretty. But let me show you the page that I did. And I really had fun with this. These are definitely a product that you want to use in a book that will take water and take a lot of it. I used quite a bit. I'm testing in my test book, my Maria Trolle test book. Actually, I feel like, I don't know if you're going to be able to be all in camera. We'll try it. So this is the page that I did. Let's see. How you doing? Yeah, close. Okay. So this is the page I did. And you can tell it's pretty, it's pretty crinkly. The water, of course, I used quite a bit of water, but that was just me playing around with the things. I have only used these Aquacolors and a little bit of a white gel pen on this page. And I thought it turned out really cool. I did, because there was no purple, I did combine a couple of the, for the color up here, I combined the blue, the light blue and the dark carmine to get that color. And the one down here, I combined the Prussian blue and the dark carmine. And that one didn't blend quite as nicely, but it still blends pretty well. On the flower here, I was able to get a nice gradient from the dark blue to the light blue. On the flowers here, I just made sure that my dark carmine was a little more watered down to use that color. And then on these ones, I made it sure it was a little more vibrant. Yeah, I really liked it. The same with these little purple flowers was another one. I used my little clear, or not clear, but my little slick palette board, this thing, and was able to mix colors. When you do it on the palette board, it makes the color a very, very light. So that's where these really super light purples came in. But yeah, I really enjoyed using these. I was very impressed with the fact that they really were very soluble. Yeah, and I just had a lot of fun. Oh, I might go through and actually, I forgot to do the deer's little dots on the side here. So I might go back through and do that. But yeah, it was super fun to use those. And those are definitely a good alternative to Neocolors. You can get these Aquacolors in sets of 12, 24, and 48. And they range in price from $16 to $50, which is about $1 or so. A little more for the smaller set. But $1-ish per stick, per pastel. So these are will definitely be used again, and I would like to invest actually in a larger set, because just to have an alternative to those Neocolors. They really, really worked well. And it didn't take as much water as I used. I used a little too much water. But like I said, I was playing and just having fun with them. So yeah. So that's the page that I did for those. And then let's talk a bit about the Lyra Rembrandts. These are awesome pencils. I really like them. They are really soft, very blendable, not as soft as like your Prismacolors, but And I'm not sure if these are wax-based or oil-based, actually. I probably should have checked that out beforehand. They feel like an oil-based pencil, but they did get a little bit of a wax sheen. So I'm not sure. I would say, if I had to guess, I would say it's more of an oil-based pencil. But they also didn't hold their point quite as well as I would have liked from an oil-based pencil. But that was really the biggest downside. They blended beautifully. They're good layer pencils. So again, there's another tick in the oil-based box. The pencils themselves are thin. They're very thin, but the core looks pretty thick. Dipped in the color dipped on the ends. Each pencil has the brand name, and then on the back there is the color name in German and in English, a number, and a barcode. So I would assume, since these are barcoded, you could probably get them open stock, but I will have to double check on that one for you. But yeah, like I said, they're a thinner pencil, so it was a little odd to hold them at first, but I got used to it. So let me show you some of the samples that I did, the examples I did. I've got several different ones. So the first one was the opposite side of that page that I was just talking about. So it's this one here. And I really had fun with this one. I decided to I originally was like, well, I'll just do a brown house and a bunch of colorful flowers. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it different this time. So I did a blue house. And then the flowers were all done with the browns that are in this set. So these two guys here, a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. Yeah, it worked. They worked really well. The greens blended beautifully. The blues work well together. Everything was really cool. The roof on the house here is, I did the shadows all in black, and then I did a light layer of black and then went over it with the Prussian blue to get that blue tone to the house. So down here on the bottom where I've got this little grass area added in, I did have to keep turning my pencil quite often to get those nice grass strokes, but it ended up doing just fine. Of course, this paper is wonderful, and I love everything that I've used in this book has worked well. So I did want to test it in a couple of other books. So there's that one. I'm going to put my marker back in there. So I tested it in a few other books, and I used a combination of the light blue, the Prussian blue, and some sap green on a couple of them. And the first one I tested in was this Sherry Baldy Ethereal Mermaids and Fairies. And this is Amazon print paper. And I got that little, I didn't finish her hair, but all of her skin and her tail is done with those. And they blended so well. I feel like this would be a really good set to use anytime you want to blend anything. Again, working in layers is key. But I really liked the way that ended up looking. And that was just straight pencil. There's no marker base or anything underneath that. And I thought it turned out really cool. The other one I did two more. So I've got just a little bit colored in these next two. So this one is just that light blue and dark blue. And I used it on her shoes and her tights and her shirt here. And this Coloring Heaven paper is smoother, but it's still, a thinner paper. But it worked so nicely on this paper. I really, really liked it a lot. Those are definitely a pencil that I would like to use in these Coloring Heaven magazines. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then this last one is probably the lowest quality paper book that I own, but the artwork is just adorable. But I did all of the water in the background with those pencils. And again, I used a little bit of greens to get a different tone in there. And I just think it blended really well. It worked so good. And again, if you had like a marker base underneath these, it would fly by in a second. Finishing a page would be so quick and easy. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed using these pencils. So you can get the pencil sets in 12 primary colors that I got. You can also get it in a set of 12 grays. And then you can also get it in a set of 24, 36, or 72. And the prices ranged from $17.50 for the 12 set up to, and they were on sale on Amazon at the time of me checking, for $77 for the 72 set. So it's not necessarily budget, but definitely won't break the bank. And they're, the other thing that I need to talk about with these is the light fastness rating. It says that these are light fast. So that made me, I was worried about the price on them, but then once I found that out, if you compare them to the prices of something like the Derwent Light Fast or the Luminance, I think, is another one that's supposed to be really good. Light fatness. I keep saying light fastness. Holy cow. If you compare those two, I think these come out cheaper than those other sets. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed using these pencils. This is definitely a set that I will invest in the future. And I'm excited to try to use it on things like skin and, yeah, and it worked, like I said, it worked great in all the books. I will say on this paper, because it's so smooth, it did take multiple layers to get anything that you see that's dark. But they layered over top of each other really well. So, yeah. So I liked them. I would recommend both the Aquacolors and the Lyra Rembrandt Polycolors. I think that's it. If there's any questions you have or anything else that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped you in any decisions that you might be making based on these products. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.